Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're here at a special filming spot location because guess what? I have a special vehicle from Italy that's gonna blow your mind. It's this vehicle right here. This is the all-new 2024 Maserati Grancabrio Trofeo. But before we get into this drop-top, seductive performance car, let's talk about what's going on here. Maserati, that Italian brand that started all the way back in the early 1900s in Bologna, Italy. Three brothers started the company, and boy, oh boy, did they have some super early success, especially in Grand Prix racing days, those early racing days that eventually morphed into Formula One. Now, Maserati has so much heritage, and of course, being an Italian manufacturer is going to bring special touches that only Italians can do. But what I want to find out is if you're looking for the best new performance drop top, do you go with this Grancabrio Trofeo? Do you go Porsche 911 convertible? Or do you go Aston Martin Vantage convertible? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into it's called Bianco Astro, beautiful bright white Trofeo version of the Grancabrio, and find out. Right off the bat, just a very unique style. You're not going to confuse this with any other brand, especially other Italian brands. Now, with this being all new, we have a totally new look. Love the way that they shaped these very sleek and angular headlight housings. You have full LED daytime running lamps, turn signals, and projector beam headlight. You even have the Maserati's famous Trident logo, which I'll tell you more about that in a second. And then working our way down, carbon fiber surrounding that functional corner grille area, bringing the cool air for the heat exchangers. And you do have a functional corner air curtain to help flow the air. What I like is besides the carbon fiber and all the functionality, I like the way that they sculpted the lower corner of the front fascia so that they didn't have to stick anything else onto it. Really gives it that nice, clean Italian look. Now, as we come across that low slung wide nose, this is all part of Maserati tradition. We're gonna have these vertical slots, everything fully open. Do you see how the doors are closed right now? These are active shutters that open and close to bring more or less air in for cooling. You do have the logo, Neptune's Trident, with a forward-facing camera. And then working our way down, you have more functionality. And I like the way they did the lower lip in this gloss black. It really pops nicely with our Bianco color. The story behind the Trident is that back in their home village, there was a fountain that had Neptune in it, had Poseidon. Remember Neptune, Poseidon, same exact god of the sea? They wanted to honor that tradition from their hometown, and that's why the Trident exists on every Maserati. And I love looking back at the history, and you see their excellent race cars, from Grand Prix cars to sports cars. It just goes on, and it's great to have the brand still in existence. Now, another signature part of their style is their opening to their grille. You'll notice how it has a little bit tiny kind of peak to it, and then you have some chrome around the perimeter. The way that they shaped the nose on this new Grancabrio reminds me of the Maserati MC12 and MC20. Really showing that lineage, showing that connection to their modern interpretation of their supercar, the MC20, but also the MC12. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that Maserati MC12 was powered by the same engine from the Enzo Ferrari. And there is that connection between Maserati and Ferrari, which is awesome as well. Now, as we rise up, you have that other legendary badge, the Maserati logo, always with the blue and the white. the way that they did the sculpted hood, it's all about form meeting function. So you have the nice rise that evaporates, but then I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around and show you the aerodynamic pieces that they have on both sides of the nose and how that is sculpted into the hood. So that's gonna bring air from the front, channel it over those sexy fenders. It's one of those cars that you could stare at. You're gonna love washing. I would love to wax this hood because it's just so beautiful, but of course, wait until we get to the driving portion. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So what you're gonna find are these 20-inch wheels, machined aluminum, large V-spoke, and then you're gonna have the gunmetal metallic gray spokes within, and lurking behind, we have cross-drilled, two-piece rotors, and ginormous Prego bright red calipers with the Maserati script. So that famous tomato sauce brand, just absolutely spectacular. Like I said, with the white, you got a little bit of ragu. You're not really Italian if you're using ragu in your pasta sauce. If that's your gravy, then you're not doing it right. I know both of my grandmothers, coming from Italy, they used to spend hours on the tomato sauce, the gravy that we would put on our very big, very popular Sunday dinners. But you're gonna be able to shed speed as fast as my grandmother used to take some Parmesan and spread that all over my pasta. But let me know what you think about the wheels, the brakes, and of course, that beautiful white. We do have, of course, adaptive suspension, all four corners, specifically tuned for this vehicle. And then coming down the side, we have the Trofeo badge. I love the way it's highlighted with the red. And then as Steven kind of swings around, we have the traditional functional vents on the fender. Now, because this is a GrandCabrio, that's referring to it being a drop top. So you have Bianco Astro painted around the the windshield frame. It's on the mirror caps, and then you'll notice we have our turn signals and 360-degree cameras, gloss black on the trim that goes below the window all the way around to the other side. And then just like we had some sprinkles of carbon fiber on the nose, we also have that carbon fiber side skirt extension that slices through the air like a hot knife through some freshly baked Italian bread. Door handles are not flush. They're actually, you take your fingers, tuck them in here, and then you push the button and that's gonna open the door. So they are flush in the sense that they're not protruding, but you'll notice how you have that spot to place your fingers to open up the door. Now coming towards the rear, when we look at the rear tire and wheel setup, you're looking at 295 on the width. So remember, rear wheel drive, getting the power down to the ground, limited slip differential, 295 on the width, 30 series sidewall. We have 4-piston Brembo calipers. And then you'll also notice how we have the cross-drilled rotors, 2-piece to help cut down on heat, help with the rotating mass to give us that quicker steering. And nice to see some really good quality components to this pizza pie. Now, as we spin it around back, this is where you just wanna, I don't know, just almost jump on the back of the car because it's just so damn sexy. Love that flared fender coming into our new taillights. Look how laser thin all the LED lighting is. We top it off with some carbon fiber on the trunk lid with a carbon fiber trunk lid spoiler. The classic Maserati script, GrandCabrio as well. And I like the way that they did the dark chrome finish. Working our way down to ground level, look at the quad tip exhaust. Fully functional, staggered tips, nice polished tips as well, with your rear diffuser area that's gonna let that engine just sing away as you go down your favorite twisty road. But why don't we go ahead? I love looking at this thing. Let's pop the hood and see what the heck is powering it. All right, guys, we got that beautiful hood popped. I love the way the hood is also part of the top part of the fenders. Underneath, you can see the wiring for our adaptive suspension. You'll also see a beautiful engine compartment. So we have that tasteful engine cover with the Maserati Trident and the Maserati logo, and there is our engine. Twin throttle bodies. Look how far back. This is a mid-front engine. So when the engine is behind the front axles, this is a mid-front front engine to kind of balance everything out. And you can see the large intake tubes, your air boxes. But what do we got in this engine compartment? You're looking at a 3-liter twin-turbo V6, 542 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in about 3.4 seconds, quarter mile in 11.7 seconds, top speed around 198 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 4,550 pounds, MPGs 17 in the city, 26 on the highway. Now when it comes to the top raises in 14 seconds and drops in 16 seconds. And that happens at a speed up to 31 miles an hour. But definitely an engine compartment that is worthy of the Maserati name. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and hear if the sound is worthy. Let's fire up this beast. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Maserati Grancabrio Trofeo. Obviously, there's different trims of the Grancabrio. Trofeo is the one that I would select, so I'm very happy to be able to share this one with you. Crazy to think that Maserati's been around since 1914. That's a wonderful piece of automotive history, and like I said earlier, just so great that they're still around. Now, what are some main competitors besides Porsche 911 Cabriolet, the Aston Martin Cabriolet? You can even throw in there the Mercedes-Benz SL, the new SL. Now, I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've done pretty good in my life. I just sold a business that I built from scratch, and I like Italian cars. I feel like everybody has a Ferrari. I don't really want an Alfa Romeo, but I'm digging this Maserati. How much is it? The way that this one is optioned, you're looking at an MSRP right around $225,000. Let's see what Maserati did on this all-new design. To the door panels. Absolutely the chef's kiss. The black leather, the red contrast stitching, and then that bright red leather. Perforated. You have, of course, the premium sound system surrounded by that carbon fiber style trim. My zonk is that there's gloss black on the switchgear, and I'm pretty sure that that switchgear came from a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Love the detail in the armrest. That little silver round button is to pop open the door, and then you have the aluminum speaker grill covers both top and bottom of the door panel. And that door pocket is large enough for 4 freshly stuffed cannolis. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, digging the script with the Grancabrio name, loving this wood style trim. We got the tricolore, the Italian flag. Italians do it better, of course. And then sliding on in, what do we have going on? You got an actual digital clock that has a wonderful analog look to it, because back in the day they would have analog clocks. I like the way they took that piece of heritage and the way they mounted it in the dash with your AC vents. You have that Uconnect 5 infotainment system, nice large 10.25 inch screen. We have our performance gauges up. You could go into drag race and actually do your 0 to 60 and all that good stuff. Torque management. They even have technical gauges. So I'm gonna leave it on accessory gauges. Let me go ahead and throw it into reverse. These are the piano keys. They are gloss black, so get ready for the fingerprints to shift that 8-speed automatic transmission. There's your backup camera. The resolution could just be a little bit more clear, but I do like the way they have the 360, and then you could select the different views out the front, out the back very easily, and then we're right back to where we started. So go to home. This is your usual Uconnect system, and then we could go right back into vehicle, or you could do your apps as well. Performance pages, Alexa, all those goodies. Working our way down, we have a smaller 8-inch screen. This is for all your AC controls, everything, including your hazards. So interesting that it's all in this small screen. You got 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats. You have the scarf that will blow hot air on the back of your neck when you have the top down and it's cold out. Now to put the top down, I'm not a fan, because you actually hit here, then it shows our GrandCabrio, and then you have to swipe and hold to put the top up or put the top down. So everything is within the screen. Let me know how you feel about that. For me, it's a zonk. It is cool how you could change the clock. See how I just changed the clock up top? That's pretty cool. So I'm actually gonna put it on classic. I like the classic setup. I'm an old school kind of guy, but I'm not digging. I need some real knobs and buttons here. This is a little too much, but the design is very Italian-esque. The way it just kind of flows down into the bomb screen. Now you do have wireless charging. You have this carbon fiber style material. Open up the doors. This is where you're gonna put your Rolex, your Omega, your Seiko. It's got felt lining. You're not gonna scratch it. 2 cup holders. Love the Maserati key fob with the trident. Look at that. Really nice touch. The fine Italian leather. Open this up. You have a 12 volt, a USB-C, a USB-A, and you could probably put, I would say, 4 of those Italian horns, average size, those red horns that Italians love to wear. I'm actually taking mine off because sometimes it hits against my microphone. Both of my parents are from Italy. My dad's from Sicily, and I really hold that close to my heart. Seats, the leather, the Maserati badge. There's that air scarf where it's gonna blow the warm air, the bolstering, the stitching, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver, and you do have Alcantara on many of the parts of the windshield frame. No Alcantara on the actual convertible top, but they do put a lot of layers to cut down on the wind noise. But why don't you come over here at the business end? I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel in this Maserati. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel of this Italian beauty, you have your aluminum sill plate with the Maserati script, lights up LED, pedal box that looks like it's right out of an MC12 race car, nice raw aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal with the Trident logo, and your throttle. Seat controls are easy to get to, and I like the way they added a little bit of extra pizzazz with the little silver trim. The seats are superb. They're comfortable. They hold you in place. You could daily drive this no problem, but you can let it all hang out and go through your favorite twisty bits. The steering wheel, look at it. 2-piece leather, the perforated, the smooth, the stitching on the horn button, that iconic logo. You have your drive mode selector knob. This is your start stop button to fire up that twin turbo V6. Gloss black on the switch gear is a bummer, and this is your same switch gear you would find in a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. One thing you're not going to find in a Jeep Grand Wagoneer are these Italian surfboard style metal paddles that are actually attached to the steering column. Super large. The benefit to having it attached to the steering column is no matter where you are in the turn and the twist of the wheel, you'll always know where the paddle is. It's always in the same place. So that's a little bit of something that they do in race cars. But what's wonderful about the wheel is that it is electric tilting and telescoping, but it's also showing off that beautiful gauge cluster. I love the way the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster is shaped. This is comfort mode, and then when you go through the different modes, GT, Sport, Sport, and then Corsa. Look at that, with that tack smack dab in the center there. Love the way that it has nice technology and a head-up display on top of it. So they're giving you all the information that you could possibly use. But we're gonna do it. I'm gonna take one for the team. Let's check out the back seat and see if you could really share this Italian experience with your friends. Let's get back there. All right, guys, we're back here. Back seat time. And believe it or not, even with the top up, getting in and out is not that difficult. I'm not even close to the headliner. Still 6 feet tall. Plenty of the same great niceties that are up front are in the back seat. The aluminum speaker grill covers, the red leather. There's a USB-C, USB-A. We even have rear AC vents. And the seats are actually pretty comfy because you got a good size headrest. I'm gonna pull the seat back and see how much this hurts. Here it goes. It's gonna hit my knees right there. It bounces on. So as you can see, with the seat forward, I still have room, and I think there's plenty of room for my passengers. So yes, you could actually bring 3 of your favorite, your best paisans with you. Capiche or no capiche? Bring your paisans with you and go on throttle. Let's go ahead, let's get into that trunk because I want to take you for a spin. We're gonna go get some cannolis in this Maserati. All right, guys, time to get in the trunk. Not much to say about the trunk besides it's very tight. The good news is you do have a 12 volt. You don't see that a lot on these types of vehicles. And whether the top is up or top is down, you pretty much have the same amount of space. You're splitting hairs. So you're looking at 6 cubic feet of space with the top up, 5 cubic feet of space with the top down. It is what it is, right? I mean, this is a very unique, special kind of car. You do have the back seat area, so that is good if you have any other belongings you need to put in the back, but this isn't about hauling luggage. This is about hauling your soul. So why don't we go ahead, let's fire up that special engine underneath the hood of this Maserati and see how our soul goes on throttle. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 GrandCabrio Trofeo. If you're ready, I'm ready. I got it in Corsa mode, and we're gonna manually shift with the paddles. On throttle, here we go. Oh, the sound on those massive brakes. Look at this. This is what Italian perfection is about. You have the style, you have the performance. Wow. It's crazy because it's like you're in a high performance car, but you're wrapped in all this luxury from the leather, the technology that's in here. And I don't know if you noticed, but you're not getting a lot of wind noise at all. You're really not getting any wind noise with the convertible top up. Think about how difficult that is to do. And Maserati stepped it up a big notch with this GrandCabrio Trofeo. Gauges are easy to read. I like the way they have a nice shape to them that fit perfectly in the opening of the steering wheel. Getting to the infotainment system is well within reach. It's just like I said, my biggest zonk has got to be all of the stuff that is in that smaller bottom screen. There's a lot of stuff there. The paddles, nice and metal and very large. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into manual shift mode. We're gonna slow down here. We're gonna go on throttle from a dead stop. Are you ready? Because I'm definitely ready. On throttle, here we go! Yeah! Look at that. I mean, it's so effortless when the turbos, when those twin turbos spool up, it's so effortless, the torque. There is a little bit of lag though, right off the line. But when you're rolling, it's instantaneous, especially when you're using the paddles to go up and down that 8-speed automatic. For this run, I wanted to have the top up because I just want to show you the quality in here, how nice it sounds, but yet you're not getting all the outside noises. You got the premium sound system. If for some reason you don't want to hear that glorious twin turbo V6, you can listen to your music when you're in Corsa mode. You got a nice large gear indicator in the center, and all the other gauges, which are very important. Seats are comfy. Just so you know, Italian seats are usually a little bit more firm, and that's what you're feeling backside on this, but it's not a bad firm. It's still comfortable, and you do have enough bolstering just to hold you in place. This isn't a ultra high performance car, so it's one of those things where you're not, this isn't like a race car spec or something like that. But let's go through some twisty bits. You ready? On throttle, here we go. On the brakes. Look at this. Yeah! She feels good. She likes to dance. She likes to dance. Holds a line very well. Transitions left to right very well. And that's the thing too. This car weighs a tick over 4,500 pounds. So she's not a light girl. But she's light on her feet, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the engineering that's gone into this car to make it perform the way that it does. Whether you want to enjoy that extra performance or you want to take it easy and just have it in comfort mode, you're able to do it with this vehicle very successfully. All right, guys, we got the top down, soaking in the vitamin D, and this just provides that open air experience like the original Grand Prix race cars and sports cars that were topless. This is how I like my Italians, they're topless for sure. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Oh, look at this. The sound. Nice smooth downshifts. Look at this. On the brakes. Woo! So you'll notice that I'm able to hold a conversation with you very easily. Obviously, we have the side glass up, but you're not getting any buffeting inside the cabin with the top down. You're getting some air because it's an open air experience, but you're able to have a conversation with your passenger, and you hear enough of the sound out of the exhaust, and it's real sound, which is nice. And it's a unique sound. But just how everything is tied together, you just feel like you're one with the car. Now, yes, there is a little bit of body roll in the corners when you're pushing a little harder. But you gotta remember, this is more of a GT performance car, a Grand Touring performance car, rather than, say, a 911 Turbo S Cabriolet. That's why I'm just comparing it to a 911 Carrera S Cabriolet, not a Turbo S. That's sort of on another level. Well, it is on another level. But other than that, I mean, they really have upped the ante. This now feels like a car worthy or worthier of the price tag, and definitely worthier of the name Maserati. The transmission, it's an 8-speed traditional torque converter automatic transmission, shifts very well, whether you're going up the gears or down the gears. It's just a little, like I said, laggy off line from a dead stop, but from a slow roll, I mean, it's instantaneous. Love the way you have this triple LED sort of Formula One shift light, just to keep you in check with where you are in the rev range. And if you're ready, I'm ready. One more time for you. Definitely one more time for me. On throttle, here we go. Nice. Feels good. Manja. That's what my grandmother used to always say when I would go over their house is, Giuseppe, manja, manja. That's what I want to do with this car, is just more and more and more. Go on throttle. It's so pleasurable in this thing. It really, really is. Easy to drive. Feels good. You look good in it. I know that. That person was honking their horn because they saw that it was us from Rady's Rides on their road and we were looking good. So they had to give the little honk. And that's why I was like, gave him a little honk back. But I think I lied. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've sinned. We got to go on throttle one more time. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. I could sing a little bit of Frank Sinatra right now. I did it my way. But the great news is you know what? I put it back into regular drive mode. I twist my, or excuse me, not regular drive mode, but regular drive for the transmission. I twist my mode selector switch on the steering wheel and I could go right into comfort mode. Softens the suspension, softens up the steering, the throttle sensitivity, and now it's just nice and smooth and comfortable. It even softens the shifts. And like I said, with the top up, I'm having a conversation with you, and it's pretty damn clear. Really nice experience. They really have changed my view of what the brand is bringing, especially at this level. Can't wait to get the coupe. I want to get my hands on the coupe and see how that one drives, but this is really nice. I mean, even like I said, tweaks the exhaust a little bit to where it's not as loud because of the mode that I'm in. I'm in comfort. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of what this GrandCabrio Trofeo is bringing for the money, for the lira. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys. Man, oh man. It's one of those things that you don't get to experience very often, getting behind the wheel of a Maserati, but when you do, it is something special, especially with this all-new 2024 Maserati GrandCabrio Trofeo trim. But I definitely want to thank everybody at Maserati for allowing us access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is this the best new performance car? Or are you going to go Aston Martin? Or are you going to go Porsche? Or maybe even go Mercedes-Benz? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. Of course, we got to thank another important member of our family. We adopted him. You know, it was a long process, but he's going to have to change his last name to Rady. We got to thank Stephen Flood, working that camera like a champ. Show him some love in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.